Terraria's summoner class has certainly grown a lot since it was introduced in 1.2, previously being more of a unique subclass than something you could base your entire character on. With Terraria version 1.4, we saw the class become more viable than ever, thanks to the introduction of whips and even more powerful summoner weapons. Today, we're going to be looking at one of the best summons in the game, which sometimes can be easily missed due to the difficult way it is obtained. Of course, I'm talking about the Desert Tiger Staff. Despite this weapon's relatively short lifespan, it's already seen a number of significant changes since its release. So the question is, how does it perform today at its stage in progression? Before we delve into this, if you enjoy these reviews, don't forget to subscribe as it truly does help out the channel. Alright, let's first see the best way to get your hands on it. The Desert Tiger Staff was introduced as biome chest loot, meaning it's locked behind post-Plantera progression. As you'd guess, the corresponding biome chest requires the desert key to open. You can either head to your underground desert and try to get one drop organically, which while possible is very unlikely, or majorly increase your chances by creating an artificial farming platform. Now, while this is still by far the most efficient option, I did find the setup for this more difficult than the other keys, due to the desert biome requiring you to place 2,000 sand tiles in close proximity, which although easy, can be quite time consuming. Once done, you'll see water change to the desert variant, but in order to make it a true desert biome, you'll need to make sure to place sandstone or hardened sand walls behind the player. With this setup, you can expect a very generous spawn rate of standard underground enemies, which if you like, can be farmed AFK. Shockingly, during my farming, I somehow used up all my luck for the rest of the year and had two desert keys drop at pretty much the same time, even displaying 2 on pickup. I've never seen anything like this, and doubt I ever will again, considering the biome keys have a 1 in 2,500 chance to drop. Alright then, let's see what this weapon's all about. Similar to Abigail's flower, instead of summoning multiple tigers per slot, there is one tiger which becomes stronger and faster with each additional summon, gaining around 17 attack damage and 17 speed. As you'd imagine, this scales very well with damage accessories too, so we'll be using this offensive pre-golem setup. The Desert Tiger will appear as a baby when summoned 1 to 3 times, dealing surprisingly good damage considering any class can use this without affecting their stats. An adult tiger will appear if summoned 4 to 6 times, which for anyone looking for a more mixed summoner class, I'd say would be the sweet spot for slots used to damage output. And finally, an armored adult tiger will appear if summoned 7 or more times. As you can see, the sheer speed and damage of its final form is very impressive, and is more than capable of chasing down these biome mimics with ease. Aside from dealing contact damage to enemies, it also has a curl and pounce attack. The curl is capable of travelling through blocks as a way to keep up to the player, and the pounce deals 1.5 times the base damage, but on its final tier has a cooldown of 4 seconds. Alright, so we've seen how well it does against ground enemies, so what about bosses? Although it does take a bit to gain momentum, the Desert Tiger absolutely destroys Golem, dealing vicious amounts of damage to each of its segments. For these fights, I'm also going to be using the Morningstar and Dark Harvest whip to ensure it stays on target and benefits from the tagging perks. Now, I'm sure all of you are probably wondering how it does against the cultist, as the fast-flying movement of this boss seems like something the tiger would struggle to keep up with, and I'm happy to say this is not the case. While there are definitely weapons that can take out the cultist faster, this is by no means a slow fight and is absolutely a weapon I'd recommend using against this boss. So then, the Desert Tiger Staff can pack quite a punch, but I think it's about time we address the elephant in the room. Post-Plantera progression also unlocks the Terra Prisma, which in many ways is more powerful and versatile than the Desert Tiger Staff, but of course is infinitely harder to obtain. I think the choice really depends on your skills as a player. If you are capable of taking out Daytime Empress no problem, then there isn't really a point in farming for the Tiger Staff. But if you fancy a more laid-back approach which mainly costs time, the Tiger Staff isn't that far off the Terra Prisma and will still carry you to the pillars no problem. What do you think? Is the Desert Tiger one of your favourite summons, or do you prefer something else? Thanks for watching. For more Terraria content like this, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.